In the book of Acts, Apostle Paul, Acts 13, verses 38 and 39, Paul says, "Therefore, my friends, I want you to know that through Jesus, the forgiveness of sins is proclaimed to you. Through him, everyone who believes is set free from every sin, a justification you were not able to obtain under the law of Moses." So, with that being said, when Jesus Christ was crucified and died on the cross, the old covenant was dead. The law of Moses was no more, and it was preceded by the new covenant and the law of Jesus. This is the new covenant, and it's foretold in Jeremiah 31, verses 31 to 34, which reads a bit like this. "The time is coming, declares the Lord, when I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel and with the house of Judah. It will not be like the covenant I made with their forefathers when I took them by the hand to lead them out of Egypt, because they broke my covenant, though I was a husband to them. This is the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel after that time, declares the Lord. I will put my law in their minds and write it on their hearts, instead of being written on stone tablets. I will be their God, and they will be my people. No longer will a man teach his neighbour, or a man his brother, saying, know the Lord, because they will all know me, from the least of them to the greatest." Now, there's a few verses in the Old Testament, in Isaiah chapter 53, 1 to 12, that do not get preached in synagogues, because there would be no more need for Judaism. It would be finished. And it reads a bit like this. Isaiah 53, chapters 1 to 12. "Who has believed our report, and to whom has the arm of the Lord been revealed? For he shall grow up before him as a tender plant, and as a root out of dry ground. He has no form or comeliness, and when we see him, there is no beauty that we should desire him. He is despised and rejected by men, a man of sorrows and acquainted with grief, and we hid, as it were, our faces from him. He was despised, and we did not esteem him. Surely he has borne our griefs and carried our sorrows, yet we esteemed him stricken, smitten by God, and afflicted. But he was wounded from our transgressions, he was bruised for our iniquities. The chastisement for our peace was upon him, and by his stripes we were healed. All we like sheep have gone astray. We have turned everyone to his own way, and the Lord has laid on him the iniquity of us all. He was oppressed and he was afflicted, yet he opened not his mouth. He was led as a lamb to the slaughter, and a sheep before its shearers is silent. So he opened not his mouth. He was taken from prison and from judgment. And who will declare his generation? For he was cut from the land of the living. For the transgressions of my people he was stricken, and they made his grave with the wicked, but with the rich at his death, because he had done no violence, nor was any deceit in his mouth, yet it pleased the Lord to bruise him. He has put him to grief. When you make his soul an offering for sin, he shall see his seed, he shall prolong his days, and the pleasure of the Lord shall prosper in his hand. He shall see the labour of his soul, and be satisfied by his knowledge. My righteous servant shall justify many, for he shall bear their iniquities. Therefore I'll divide him a portion with great, and he shall divide the spoil with the strong, because he poured out his soul unto death, and he was outnumbered with the transgressors, and he bore the sin of many, and made intercession for the transgressors." Now, that verse alone from the Old Testament is prophesying the life and death and what Jesus did on the cross for everybody that day. And in my opinion, from that day, Judaism was destroyed, and the law of Moses went with it, because the law of Moses was fulfilled and preceded by Jesus Christ and the new covenant. Let us know your thoughts in the comments.